Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. So I'm Holly Amato, real estate specialist, joined by Cece Machieski of Simple Home Lending. Let's talk mortgages. And we have a great topic for tonight. I love our trees, by the way. I'm
I
loving that.
am I'm obsessed. Usually I name
Festive.
stuff, but I haven't named her. Like I name my cars. I like naming things. It's
Oh,
just something weird.
I've never
But
named my tree either.
I even name my Thanksgiving turkeys.
You do?
Yeah,
It makes it sad though.
because
You're eating
why?
like Zelda.
Henry.
You're eating
Frank, I
Henry.
had Frank one year. Frank. I ate a
Frank the
Frank.
turkey.
I
I have my
did.
Christmas cup because we won't be here until Thursday next week.
Yes. Due to the
So this is
holidays,
our
we're
yeah,
changing our schedule.
yeah. So this is our Christmas edition, holiday edition.
Oh, can you believe how close it is?
I know. No, I mean it just everything goes way too fast these days. Especially the holidays went super fast. Thanksgiving, it was just Thanksgiving. I felt like I just cleaned up from Thanksgiving and now I'm thinking about cleaning and getting everything ready for Christmas. It's nuts.
How are your gifts? Are they wrapped?
All wrapped. And I went and did
I have
stocking stuff today. I just have a couple things left. I am
I have
on it. But I mean, I'm hosting.
one,
Yeah. But I'm
one
hosting, so
gift
I have to
set.
get the whole house ready. I have to plan for food. Like I have to have my ducks in a row. And I just feel but I feel calm and I'm actually enjoying it when I do that. I'm not rushing, I'm not stressed. I like
Mhm.
that. So, but for today, we're so close to January 1st.
We are.
2025, a new year, but also tax season.
Okay.
Taxes aren't fun. I mean, it's not like anybody really wants to talk about
They're
taxes,
not,
but we have to
but
talk about them today.
okay, 'cause I call it a sweet spot of income, and you need a really good tax accountant. If you don't, I have fantastic recommendations that
Yes.
I have fine-tuned over the years because they need to know how to do depreciation, mileage, being a self-employed entrepreneur, depending on what schedule, if you're C Corp, S Corp, LLC, whatever you're doing, you need to make sure that those numbers are tight. And the name of the game is write everything off. Write it off, write it off, write it off. However, that hurts us in our industry.
Yeah. So
We
just to
need
back up a
for
second, we're talking about 1099s. If you're a
1099s.
1099 independent contractor getting ready to file your taxes, I'm glad you found us. I hope you find us because this is huge for you. It's huge because like Cece just said, most of the time you're looking for, because I always am, I'm a 1099. I'm always looking for, let's write everything that we can off. And I should preface this and say, we are not CPAs. We are not licensed tax professionals. You need to speak to your licensed tax professionals. We're going to give you some real estate and mortgage advice as it pertains to filing your taxes. So that's my little, you know,
Thank
disclaimer.
you.
Little
Thank you.
disclaimer. But
Yeah.
the thing is, if you're going to file your taxes and you keep that in your mind, like, okay, I want to write out as much as I can, but you don't tell your CPA tax preparation person that you're thinking of buying a house in 2025, that could hurt you. Because again, you're going to talk to us about being a lender and the lending side and how that net income is what is evaluated as what your income is. So if you go to the
Mhm.
line and you write off, and I'm not saying anyone's doing anything wrong, these are all deductions you can take, obviously. I'm not breaking the law, but sometimes they say just because you can doesn't mean you should. And this would be one of those examples of one of those times where it can come back to bite you.
Absolutely. So I'm all about teamwork, working with the professionals. We are not CPAs, tax accountants, attorneys. You need to hire all the right people, including us. And so, with that said, being self employed and getting ready for the future takes a little bit of work. Talking to your tax guru, going, hey, I want to purchase a house. Like Holly and I have a current client right now that, after calculating the depreciation, mileage, and his net income, after everything he wrote off, comes to a certain income, well, it gets him a certain house, and he did not like that. That's fine. Now he has to go back. We need 1 more year of tax returns because he's been employed. He actually has owned his own company for over 5 years. When
Mhm.
you own your own company over 5 years, we only need 1 tax return. If it's less than, we need 2, which would average the 2 out. So luckily for our client, he's had it for a long time, we only need 1, which means 2024 tax returns, we need a sweet spot. You don't wanna overstate the income.
You mean 2025 tax returns?
No, 2024 tax returns.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about going into this tax season. Gotcha.
For Yes, for 2025. So it's that sweet spot. We don't want to overdo it, but we don't want to underdo it. So
Right.
finding that fine area and me talking to the accountant saying this is our plan and coming up with that teamwork is vital.
It
And
is
now
because, yeah, well, and we started looking on the
Mhm.
MLS, and that's when he determined, I don't like this price point. I want to be able to go up higher. And so I was so glad he came when he came instead of waiting until like February. Let's say he'd already done them, because then our hands are tied. What you done did it, like we can't go back in time and unscramble the eggs. So those are things. And then there's another thing too. So let's say, even to bring this to another level, let's say let's put me in the hot seat for a minute. I'm not planning on, but well, I don't know when I'm going to move. But let's say I was planning on buying in 2025 and I came to
in
you and I'm like,
Florida,
in Florida, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a
in
second
Florida.
house. So that's something even. But yeah, so let's say I come to you and I'm like, CC, I mean, in my area, I can't go under $500,000 house. I will never find anything. So I'm going to
Even a
make,
$500,000 house in this area is
right.
challenging.
I'm not even going to be able to do it. So like,
Mm,
I know what I'll make on my house. So let's say right now, if I sold this house, I make about 200. Okay. So that puts me in a place where, okay, so I can maybe look, if I have 200,000 to put down, let's say I'm looking in the sixes, you know, take a look at my income for 2024 and then tell me what I need. Now I've been in real estate for 10 years, so I'm past that 5 as well. But tell me if I want this house, let's say for 650, and I send you
mhm.
an address and you can look at it. If I want a house for 650 and I've also got, X to put down, what do you want to see on my income to get me qualified? I think we are you there?
Yeah, I am
Okay.
actually doing it right now, hold on.
Oh, I love that.
So, yes,
She's doing
so
it
if
right
you
now.
I'm doing it right now.
She's
So
doing
if
it
you
right now.
wanted a $650,000 house, you put $200,000 down, a
Well,
gr
let's say
an S
150 down because maybe I want to hold 50,000 back just in case for my stuff. Have some
okay,
money,
so
little
change
cushion.
it to $500,000 house?
No, 650, but I'm only putting 150 down.
Yeah, which gets you to 500,000.
Oh, sorry. Loan amount. Yes, sorry. Loan amount. So now I'm borrowing 500,000.
Yeah. So just principal and interest, you're looking at 3,300.
Okay. And
And
what
then
and
dep
my income would need to be my debt to income ratio. Let's say I want to be conservative. I don't want to go over like what's conservative? 32, 30%? If I want to stay
Oh,
at like a
I would
30%?
love to see you at 33% debt to income.
Yeah, 30 to
But
33.
a
That's what I was
lot of
thinking.
with most of the people who buy around here, there's dual incomes. So typically only one person takes on the debt. So we can scream a little bit higher in that debt to income because they have that second income that
Sure.
we're not seeing.
Right.
So if it's dual, I like to see a 33%
Okay.
or lower if possible. Doesn't always work out. But if
Right.
there's dual income, I don't mind screaming higher on the one individual. 42%, I'd feel
Okay.
comfortable at.
Okay.
So you would definitely need to be at
So
that
yeah, just me.
one.
It's just
Yeah,
me.
the making 120,000,
Okay.
maybe 140 would be comfortable at this, maybe 150.
So I would have to have a net income at 150.
I would feel comfortable with that.
Okay. So that would be sad for me because I
With
wouldn't be able to
no
write a
student
ton
loan
off.
debt.
With
With
what?
no with no student loan debt. I just
Yeah, I
gotta
don't
throw
have
that
any of
out
that.
there for everybody,
Right.
because usually we have student loan debt still.
Right. So what we just did is like a quick example of what you need to do. You need to talk to your realtor. Hi. And if you need someone, I can still help you with that. Your lender. I don't know which side I'm on, but yeah, that'd be Cece. And we're both licensed in Florida, but I'm also, it's the cool thing people don't know. If you want to buy in Arizona and you tell me exactly where you want to be and we have a conversation, I will find you. I am a matchmaker. I am a real estate matchmaker and I will find the perfect agent for you. And I get a referral fee for that from that agent. Doesn't cost you a thing, but I'll make sure you get the right person because that's an
And
industry thing we can do.
even with myself, I know some fantastic people in the industry over on that side.
Yep. So we can
I
help.
don't get a referral, but I'd still like to send that
But the
out
nice thing
over to
is
the
maybe
right
you'll
people.
create that relationship and that person will send you business back. You can say, "Hey, I do Michigan, I do Florida. I'm like the guru at reverse mortgages and all these things. A lot of people don't do reverse mortgages. We like you too, Dexter, and thank you for the compliments on the tree. I have no idea who's on the left, but thank you."
I think
Um,
mine
okay, are you the left? Okay, I have no idea because
is
when I
it?
look at me and I'm seeing me on the left, but I know it's like it flips. So yeah, you're probably the one on the left. So your Christmas tree is popping, and it is. I love it. Um, but the thing is like you need to be able to have that conversation. Hey, Holly, I want to buy a house. Let's talk. And I start talking about houses. Then you go to Cece. Hey, Cece, I want to buy a house. Here's the price point. I talked to Holly, and now she sent me things, and this is what I'm gonna need to be able to buy. Like if it was me, I have to be able to spend 650 to get the house I really want. I have to be 650. So then you're gonna look at all their income and you're gonna be able to say, okay, great. Here's what you did last year. Here's what I need to see this year when you go and talk to your tax preparation. I see that you wrote off a lot last year. Here's the deal. If you do the same thing that you did last year, I'm not going to be able to get you pre-approved by yourself without a cosigner. And to make that next layer, which I interrupted myself and didn't say last time, 2026 taxes, don't forget, in 2025, if you're conservative and you don't write off a ton, and then 2026, you think you're going to go back and just write everything off again,
Mm.
you might like red flag yourself with the IRS. So, again, we don't want anyone getting in trouble. Talk to that tax preparer, the CPA, make sure you're staying within all the tax guidelines, but also make sure you're not going to get yourself in trouble. So it's probably going to be 2 years that you're going to be conservative. And
So to circle back to the beginning of the conversation about being a 1099 employee, you could be 100% commission. So I am 100% commission, but I'm a W-2 employee.
so weird.
I know. It's
So
it's
weird.
just I know. Typically 10, but I get treated like a 1099. So when
I
I went and
know.
purchased the cabin on a
Hmm.
whim, slightly, bought a house sight unseen.
Yeah.
Maybe I've done that.
Nobody's
I
judging
feel
here.
like
This channel doesn't judge.
I
We don't
can
judge.
totally be judged. So
I we
I
all
bought
have
a
an
house
impulse
sight
purchase now and
unseen.
again. That's okay.
Yeah,
Or
I
all the
exceeded
time. It's
my
fine.
limit. I exceeded my limit. I'm treated like a 1099 employee because I'm commission based. I need 2 years and you have to average a 2 out. So, getting back to the original conversation of being a 1099 employee, it's not just for business owners, it's also including individuals who are in commission, who are in
Right.
sales, who have a base income, but also have a commission. So, any bonus commission, we need a 2 year average, solid through, not declining, cannot decline. So we need it increasing over the last 2 years, and then we add it up and average it out, and that's what the income is.
And that
Then we
declining
need to
thing
see.
will burn you
No,
too, because
you
that
can't
happened to
have
me as
declining.
well. Yeah,
You
I
cannot
I
have
had declining
declining.
income for 2023 because 2023 was like pretty much everyone's worst. Well, maybe not everyone's worst year, but in 2023 they said there was less business done in 2023 than there was in 2008. At least you had the foreclosures. We had a lot less business. Just
Really?
yeah, that's the stat. From all the I just got all the gurus. They said there was less business, and we lost. That's why I remember we went to that event. We lost 33% of real estate agents in 2023
Yeah, we
because there
lost
was
a big
such
chunk. That's true.
little business. There was people for what happened was the rate
Mhm.
shot up and it didn't go to a crazy number, but it went up so fast that it scared
It
people.
slapped everybody across the
They all
face.
got scared.
It
Chicken
really
Little,
did.
sky is falling, and they all took a step back and they
Mhm.
were like, "Let me just wait and see what's going to happen here. What in the world is going on?" And then people were worried about a crash, and we're like, "We had to explain what a crash is. This is not a crash. This is an adjustment. They're just doing it so fast because that 3% was not normal either. But to adjust, they just adjust way too fast. They were like, giving us whiplash.
Extremely
People freaked.
unrealistic.
They
We all took
freaked.
advantage of it. I had a 3.1 on the primary, I had a 2.5 on the cabin. We all just fluttered to it.
We
I
were
get
living
it.
large on that interest
Mhm.
rate, and
And
we don't
people
have
still
that
flex
anymore.
it. Still flexing the interest rate is actually no longer a flex. But I think that should be a different show because I can talk
Yeah,
about that forever. How flexing
absolutely.
that 3%, that 4% where you're at is no longer a flex.
I
A
like that.
different show. Yeah,
We could do that
different
next
because
week. Next
I
week,
can,
Thursday at 6:30
yeah,
instead of Tuesday.
right? I know we
Let's
have to
do
switch
that.
it.
I like that because I think we're finally making peace
Mhm.
with things where they're at. And I think people just need to solidify, like, they've got people who don't know anything. Sorry, but they don't. Screaming at 'em going, "Oh my gosh, you're crazy to buy when the rate's 6.5%." No, you're not. The average from the 70s till now is 12%. 6% is not bad at all, you
No.
know.
No, no,
So
no, and it's, fluctuating, which is catching it on a good day is nice. Sorry, I have to plug in my phone.
yeah.
I didn't realize how low I was.
I know. I just charged mine.
Yeah, mine
It's
went
like the
down to
battery.
10%.
It's a newer phone and it doesn't matter. It goes down fast. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the thing is anytime you want to buy or sell real estate, you really do need to, if you can, get with the professionals 3 to 6 months ahead of time so that you can check things like if you're coming into tax time, right? Like right now, we can discuss this. You can take a look at things like your credit. Do I need to fix something? Do I need to do some credit repair?
Organization.
Organization, or just you're going to need a cosigner. Some people are just, no matter what they do, it's going to take, we've known people that it'll take a year. So if you have to buy, start looking for a cosigner. Honestly, start talking to your family and people because,
Yes.
if there's a way around it, of course we'll find it. But if there just isn't, once in a while, there just isn't. And it's a time thing. It's a time has to pass. That's why you want to wait, not wait. You want to, but I think people get nervous. They're afraid like we're going to pounce on them and call them every day until they decide to buy, which is not the case. I don't have time for that.
I don't have time for that.
No one has time to bother people who don't want to be
I have
bothered.
no time.
No. So if you say I want to buy in 3 to 6 months, great. 3 months, let's get you on a search so you can see what's lit. You want to watch the market, make sure you can get pre-approved. If you can get pre-approved and we got you on a search and that unicorn hits and you're ready to go, great. If not, we wait 3 months. But if you can't do it, we want to make sure you're positioned well and you can get the best rate, then the best opportunity. And
Es
again, the tax
especially
situation.
with being a 1099 employee,
Yes.
we need to have that conversation. It's like the individuals that we help with divorce. Get
Hmm.
to me before the divorce decree. Get to
Right.
me so we can make sure that we understand if you can excuse me, that cough is still here.
Yeah, I know.
What you can purchase, what you can't purchase, and we'll get you organized.
Right. Yeah, it's all about not waiting till the last minute. And people, I feel like with financial things, sometimes people just get like they freak out, but they really don't. You really don't want to freak out. You don't want to like procrastinate.
Well,
It's
putting
not the
the
thing to
cart
procrastinate
in
on.
front of the horse is really challenging in this industry. 2 weekends ago, that just happened. I had 3 clients out. We got 2 offers accepted and 1 didn't make it. And one of the offers that got accepted without a pre-approval.
New agent much?
No, 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 we just wanted to solidify the property, and the listing agent's like, "Send over it without the pre-approval." It was a listing agent who requested it.
That's my point. That's
Yeah, he's
insane.
new. My buyer's agent, not new.
That's
She's
my
well
point. That's
seasoned.
why I said new agent much, because no listing agent should be accepting an offer without a proof of funds. That's
The house sat too
beyond
long on
crazy.
the market, sat way too long on the market, and he was just excited to show the seller he was doing his job. I think that
Yeah,
was more so it.
right.
That
But did you
might have
actually do
been
your job? You show it to the seller and say, as soon as they send us a proof of funds, I can call it. We can go
which
forward.
happened Monday. The
Can
following
you imagine if they
day.
get under contract and then you couldn't, there couldn't be a pre-approval
Oh,
letter?
no, no, no. I actually lost them as a client. I couldn't they were not pre-approvable on my end without the contingency of selling their home. So luckily, we know, again, organization, we
Right.
know professionals in our industry that got it done, and I sent them over with a bridge loan over to our, people
Yeah. And
at
sometimes a
the other
bridge loan,
bank.
it really is the best solution. Cause again,
It
unicorn hits,
$1,500.
you want that
Yeah,
house, but you don't have your house listed yet. Yeah.
mhm, and that's exactly what happened. So we put the offer in without the pre-approval. It was between me and our and people say that we're supposed to be, competition. I don't think so. So I'm on the phone with a completely different loan officer trying to figure out who's gonna make this deal work. It's workable, but
Hmm.
who gets it? So me and Nick, we just sat there, ran numbers, and I tapped out. I'm like, "I'm out." And so we're doing numbers, and he made it work with the bridge loan, and we came in at 44% debt to income, 44.4.
That is high.
Screaming in, just
Yeah, that's high.
screaming in. Barely made it. The offer is accepted. They already had their inspection, appraisal's already in, and everybody's happy. They're gonna get their
That's great.
house and then be able to sell the other one and do that transition. So yeah, so instead of putting the cart in front of the horse, which gets very hairy the next day, and that's just
Mhm.
a regular W-2 employee. If
Right.
you're self-employed, it's a whole different world. I need 40 at least 48 hours after I receive tax returns, depending on how many businesses you own. Now, the
Hmm.
most businesses I've approved, a client, I think he had 5 businesses or 6 businesses. I had to go through tax returns and come up with that income, and
Yeah.
I believe I was only allowed 72 hours. I had to go through 5 businesses with all their numbers and put that puzzle piece together.
Yeah.
I called in reinforcements. My
Yeah, for sure. That's a
processor,
lot. That's
yeah,
a lot
my
you have to put together.
processor just came on board. We sat down, we put it all out, and thankfully, so being a 1099 self-employed, clients get to us first.
Yeah. Because you can't write everything off, every single thing off, unless your income is still going to sustain the purchase that you may want to
I
make
don't
in
know, a brand
side.
new Navigator sounds great. That's a great write-off.
There you go. Depreciating assets. How about a
Get
boat?
a
Boat
fleet. Get
depreciates
a
even
fleet.
more.
For mm, a plane, yes.
A boat, I
Uh,
said. Now you're
I
on a
know.
plane.
Well, plane, yes. I don't know about a boat, depending on the company.
Oh, well, you'd have to live on the boat, maybe a houseboat. Could it be a second home, but it's a houseboat?
Well, you can. Actually, the boat we owned, back in I think we sold the boat around 2007? No, I bought the house in 2014. Our primary, we had it built, and we sold our boat probably a year after the fact, and we could write it off as a second home because of the value of the boat, and I had the cubby underneath. So I had the full kitchen, the bathroom, and it followed all the guidelines. So yeah, we wrote off
Love
as a
it.
second home.
I love that. See,
Yeah,
these are the
we
things that
got rid
people
of it.
need to know. People need to follow and know. Tap the bell for notifications, like us, follow us, because you need to know these things. So we're going to tell you. Okay, did you want to have, were you going to do something to me? Were you gonna ask me
I
questions?
am. I
Okay.
am
I'm
so
like sitting here,
excited.
like I know it's
Are
coming.
you
I feel like the
nervous?
test is coming and I've been like
Are you
nervously
nervous?
awaiting and I'm like, what is she gonna
Okay.
do to me?
Do you want to tell everybody what we discussed last week, or do you want to fill
Yeah.
them in why I'm doing this?
Yeah. Okay. So last week, and you know what? And my bad, it's not up yet. I have to. I'm going to, as soon as we get off, I'm going to put both of them up. I didn't. I lost track, and it's not up yet, but it's going to be up tonight. So
Okay.
last week, I had found an app, and in this app, you can go to any zip code, every state in all 50 states. You can find out things like the year over year increase or decline in the median home value. And we talked about how Michigan, we're killing it. We have a 4.3% increase in our year over year, basically comparing 2023 up to October and 2024 up to October. We have an increase of 4.3%, the whole state, in our median home sale price. And places like Detroit have a 19.3% increase. So again, it's all over the board. We talked about like, so I
Hmm.
quiz CC because it also has population and it has income, median income, and all of those things. So I quizzed Cece and I asked her, what state do you think has the highest um, increase in their home value? Which state had the lowest or a decline? And then population questions, most population, least population, um, median income, who has the highest and lowest, which state? So, and she did really well. I think being in finance, I don't know who's there, but whoever it is, you're giving them a nice smile. I think you're multitasking tonight.
Just gonna drink my
So,
water.
yeah. So, anyways, that's what we did last week. And Cece did really well. And we had everybody play along who was on with us. So, if you're on with us right now, she's going to quiz me and ask me some questions. Feel free to type your answers in as well. And we'll see how I do. I'm a little nervous.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm being tested.
I know, and I have a lingering cough, so I've been trying to keep the water near me, but if I speak too much, I end up needing
You
to
know, I've got
cough.
my
So,
lemon and my honey in my tea tonight because I finally
oh,
got over my cough and whatever was going on. It's finally gone. Thank you, Jesus. I'm over it.
it's dry. It's awful. It's just been here for way too long, and I'm
Yeah,
not sick.
that's
Everything
okay.
came back negative.
Yep. So if you're joining us, we're getting ready, but I'm about to be quizzed and feel free to answer the questions, whatever they are. I don't know what they are. We're
Okay,
going to make this
so
interactive and fun.
local. The medium age in Macomb County.
Ooh, so it's male and female together, just median
Mm-hmm.
age.
Mm-hmm.
Median age in Macomb County or township?
Oh, county.
Macomb County,
Mm-hmm.
median age. I'm going to say 33, 34. I'll go with 33. Anybody else want to answer? I can see you. We've got 5 people on right now. Feel free to put your answer if you know Macomb County. Sally says 42. Anybody else want to give an answer?
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's a good answer. Median age in Macomb County, Michigan. And if you
Mm-hmm.
have no idea, just throw a number and it's still fun. You don't have to be right. There are no
So
prizes,
Holly, you're
unfortunately.
33.
I'm
Sally's at
33.
42. Okay. 40.
Okay. Sally, you win.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding. So 40, so it's a little bit older. See, I was thinking that the older millennials, because that is across the country, older millennials, which would be up to age 42. So it's still older millennial. Up to age
Hmm.
42 is considered an older millennial. They make up the group with there's more of them with the most buying power than anyone else across country right now.
Oh, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah. It used to be baby boomers like our parents, and then it switched to older millennials.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Okay.
33, that's why I said 33, 34. But that group goes up to age 42. So
Okay.
Sally,
So,
that girl. I'm dating myself. Sally, you get a point. Sally, give yourself a point. All right, next question. Let's see if I can do better
check.
this time.
All right. Still staying with Macomb County. It has a population increased or decreased?
In Macomb County, are we talking from last year
Mm-hmm.
to this year?
Out of the last 10 years, is it an
Oh,
yeah,
definitely
the
an
last couple
increase.
years. No, through in the last 3 years. Has it increased or decreased?
The
Sorry.
last 3 years. You know what? What did it has, because year over year it did in when I did the research. Yeah, I'm going with definitely increased.
Okay. And
Sally and I
Sally says the
agree.
same thing.
Anyone
Yes, you guys
else?
are you're zenning. All right, the medium household income in the
So we were right.
Detroit.
We were right, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're correct. So in the city of Detroit, the
Yes.
city of Detroit, the medium household income.
So in the city,
Now,
like the city
in
city,
the
not
city
the
limits,
suburbs.
no, not the suburbs, because the
Okay.
suburbs, remember last year, I answered that almost correctly at 78, 78,000. Shoot, I already
It was
forget.
72, 72,
For the
777 for the state of Michigan.
Okay, so the city of Detroit,
Okay. Well, the city of
medium,
Detroit
yes,
with no suburbs.
no
It's
suburbs.
super expensive to live in the city now. So I'm going to say median income. I'm going to go on the low end, but I'm going to say 75,000. I think it might be
Okay,
higher.
no, it's 38,000. In 2023, it's 38,000.
Okay. So maybe I need zip codes next time because there's like five and there's no outskirts in there.
Mm-mm,
Okay.
nope, nope.
Sally
So Sally
is
was
going online and cheating. Just kidding, Sally.
no,
Sally doesn't even live here. I bet.
no. Okay,
Sally, you're beating me. You've got them all so far, making me look really bad. If you could stop winning, that'd be awesome. I'm just kidding.
okay.
I'm
So
surprised because I
since
know that I know the value of the houses right now that are in there and they're high.
this is this is gonna throw you a curveball. What is the commute time, the average commute time to work in the city of Detroit?
An hour.
How far do people drive on average to go to work in the city of Detroit?
An hour. I think I saw something on this. I'm going with an hour. Anybody else
Okay,
want an answer? Sally, you got an answer? I was just kidding. You can totally win. Go ahead. She's like, commute time. How much? How much time? What's the average
she
commute time for
doesn't know.
people who work in the
So the
city?
average time is 25 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, so you're probably
Who
looking
is the
at the
who'd you look at for this? Who's giving the data? I'm just wondering. Because I saw something that said
mm,
the average person was like 45 minutes to an hour
this
commute.
was AI. This is AI generated.
Okay. Well, AI knows they've got the whole internet.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
So people are only 25 minutes. That's much
driving in.
better.
So
Only
that's
25
Roy
minutes.
Loke, Madison Heights, Troy,
Right.
Birmingham, coming out this way. Then you have Novi,
Right. It's not me.
Westland.
I would be an hour. Well,
Oh,
depending
we
on what
would.
time I leave, depending on what time I leave. Because the airport
Yeah, yeah.
drive, I can make the airport in 51 minutes if we leave early enough.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. But you gotta leave by 5:15. Have to. If you pass
We
that
know
time.
this. How many times have we?
If you ain't out the door at 5:15 and you're in the rush hour. 6 o'clock is when it gets stupid
Yeah,
ugly.
it's. Oh no,
Dumb
you don't
dumb.
want to be in rush
No,
hour.
no, no. AM, I'm talking AM.
And I'm
I
about
wouldn't
to
want to
lose
be
my
coming out of
voice.
there in rush hour either.
Yeah. All right. So let's see.
Okay, so I'm not doing so well here. I need to redeem myself.
Redeem, redeem.
Sorry.
All
See, I
right.
don't have to commute
Um,
anywhere anymore, so I guess I'm out of touch. Thank you, Lord, because I hated that. When I worked my first year in real estate and I was driving to Birmingham every day, it was an hour. It was 50 minutes. But I was also in New Haven. So it was a 50-minute commute for me. I hated that. I hated the commute.
All right. You asked me that question, so I don't want to ask that.
Oh, okay. If you're joining us, feel free to answer these questions that I'm being quizzed at. And while you're waiting, you can tap the bell for notifications because we go live typically Tuesday at 6:30. Next week it's going to be Thursday at 6:30 because of Christmas. So,
Okay. For the state of Michigan. So now we're talking about the whole state
whole state,
of Michigan.
whole state, got it.
Yes. What percentage is owner occupied housing? So that's your primary residence, not
Ooh,
rentals.
that's a good one because there's so many up north houses.
And then yet we live in an area that's full of rentals. So I think that one would be challenging.
That is challenging. That's a good question. What percentage is primary? Hmm. Sally's saying 63%. Um, I am gonna go with 65%.
Okay. 72.
Okay.
72.9%.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Okay. One more? You want one more?
Yeah, let's do another one. Oh, I love
Okay.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Dexter. That's where you're from. That's awesome. I have family
Oh,
down in Gatlinburg.
it's beautiful over there.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why there's a
so
lot of rentals and Airbnb. Yeah, because that's what they're making their money on, people going there and staying.
still sticking with the owner occupied, your primary residence, what is the average cost of a home for the state of Michigan?
The whole state.
Mhm.
Average home value, like to
Yeah,
buy a house right now.
correct.
So the median,
Oh,
basically, they
no,
want to
no,
know.
no. It just is a median value of the home. So maybe not to purchase,
Okay,
but the
so just the
value of
median value
homes.
of an average home. Okay,
Mhm. In the state of Michigan.
great
The census
question.
is from 2019 to 2023 is the data.
Okay, so up to 2023. Hmm. I'm gonna go with. She beat me. She said 325. I'm gonna go with 300. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
300,000.
Any other guesses?
Anyone else want to guess? Dexter's got
Oh,
240.
Dexter. Dexter's winning.
Dexter's winning. Yeah, there's a lot up north properties that are lower.
There is. So 217.
217, that's so
217.
low.
I know. Okay, one more. Rent. What is the average cost of rent? Which is not here. This does not apply to the Detroit, outside of Detroit area. I'm just saying. Like where
The
we
average
live,
rent in the state of Michigan?
yes. This does not apply to
We're
our
not counting
area.
Section 8, right?
No sec. It just says medium gross rent. I don't know
Median
how they have
gross
it.
rent in the state of Michigan.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with 1,200. I'm going with 1,200. Anyone else want to pop in there? I mean, you got Birmingham, which is like
Well, even out
15,000 a
here,
month.
2 bedroom, 1 bath is 2 grand.
Dexter says 1,425. I say
Hmm.
1,200. Sally says 1,800. Anyone else want to put a number in the chat?
Yeah,
There.
Sally. Again, we're not talking about our area.
Don't help her. She's already won enough. Stop helping her.
The enemy. The enemy. Okay, ready?
Ready.
1084.
What is
So
it?
1,084.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to
That's
win
the
once.
average.
Woo! Yay.
Hercules, Hercules. Yep.
Sherman,
Around
Sherman, Sherman.
here, you get a shoebox for 2 grand.
Right. Oh, yeah. 2 grand. Forget about it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous right now. And
Well,
we'll do another. episode on why you want to buy and not rent.
Yes, especially in the outskirts of the Detroit area.
Yeah. But
So
I
that
mean,
is it
Detroit's value is
for
crazy high right now. Like I
yes.
said, 19% increase in the city because they're doing a lot of investors are there. So the way you know when an area is up and coming, because I have a buyer looking in Detroit right now, the way you know when an area is up and coming is you see the investors when they come in and they start buying and flipping. It might take
No,
2 to 5 years, maybe
not
not
just
five,
buying.
2 to 3,
They're buying blocks
the whole
of
thing,
homes. They're
and
buying
just
the whole block,
doing the whole thing.
ripping the homes down and putting
Yep.
up townhomes. That's
Right.
what's happening now.
Yeah.
They're not even buying individual homes. They're buying the full street.
And that's what's tough because so they're putting up higher level homes than what was there, which is now essentially changing the value in the area. The downside for people who live there already, the upside for them is when they sell, they'll get more for their home. The downside is when they want to stay in the area, the price point's going to be way higher because the area is just, it's popping. It's
Well,
popping a lot.
I had a client 2 years ago. Yeah, who bought an Indian village and her
It's amazing.
taxes. Yeah,
10
it's
grand.
beautiful, and she wanted it and wanted it and wanted it, and I believe the taxes, they increased. I'm not gonna go on
At
how
least
much.
10 grand.
It increased after uncapped $600 a month
Yeah.
of an increase, and I turned to her, I'm like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "You're already 300, you're gonna be at $900 in taxes a month. Are you sure?" And she
Yep.
said,
That's one of
"Yes,"
the big
and
areas that people want.
she wanted Indian Village, but think about her purchasing in 2 years from now, it would be an $800 increase,
Yeah.
completely different.
That's the thing is like, you go into an area that's up and coming, you grab a
Mhm.
house, you get to sell and make money. But if you want to stay in that area, you know, you're now going to be spending more to stay. So
Correct.
people typically want to end. So, like, the whole game of real estate is when you're buying your primary, you want to end and do that so that when you go to sell to downsize, maybe go into a condo or whatever, because you're older and you're like, I don't need all this anymore and I want like an easier lifestyle, or you move into Florida, you're going to
Mhm.
sell it, you're going to make your money, and you're going to downsize so you don't have to try to find a lateral move because the lateral move won't exist. That's the issue that we
It
find.
doesn't exist now.
Right. No, right now we're going to be up. The people who missed us last week, um, we will be up. Real estate will be up 2%. The median sale will be up 2% in 2025. And then in 2026, they're calling for another 2% increase from 2025. So in 2024 to 2026, we're going to see a 4% increase in home value. So for the
Yeah.
people who keep sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting,
Don't do it.
the price is still increasing, your taxes are increasing. It's always better to do now. And Dave Ramsey said it when he said, this is the best time, buy a house now. This is the best time within the next 5 years. He said that in 2022, 2023, like end of 2022, 2023. He said, this is within the next 5 years. This is the best time to buy a house. And so far, he's correct. So far, he's correct.
I don't
We'll see
disagree.
what happens. But yeah, but
I
it's
don't
not coming
disagree.
down. We're not
Mm-mm.
coming down. It's
But
it's
that's
not coming.
okay. You play the right game. Get the house you want. We can keep getting it
And you can
lower.
refinance later. And that's what people
Yep.
need to do right now. If you're thinking of waiting for the rate to come down, I'm just going to say it for the 85 millionth time. You wait for that rate to come down, just like everyone else. You better have at least 10 grand saved to go above or up and over. And
Oh,
10 grand's probably
I
not. It's probably going to be
can't
more than
even
that.
have that conversation right now.
Yeah.
I'll have
No,
to
we
break into
we
some
did
bourbon.
this.
I
If you go
know.
back
It
on the
just,
channel,
I know.
we did this conversation 3 times
Yeah.
ago, I think it was. We really went into depth. So I encourage you to go back. And if you're new joining us, hi, thanks for joining us. I'm Holly. This is Cece. I do real estate. She's my lender. And we're live every Tuesday at 6:30. Next week will be Thursday
There's
at
next 2
6:30.
weeks.
for the next 2 weeks because of
Mhm.
the holidays. And tap the bell for notifications so you'll know when we're live. And of course, like us and follow because we're gonna give a lot of great information. That's why it's really real estate. But yeah,
Yes.
cheers to
Cheers.
that. It's been a great
Yes.
conversation. I love the interaction, and I love that next week we'll have to continue along the same thread. Maybe we'll each have questions or whatever. Which city in Macomb County would be great to buy a house? So, Adam,
Ooh.
depends what you want. I will tell you if your price
Wait, do
point,
you
if you
want
can,
land, no land, high
yeah, you
taxes,
can,
low taxes, small
yeah, because if
house,
you want
garage,
good
no
taxes, if you want the
garage?
best taxes,
Do you
great
have
school
kids?
system, great homes, Macomb Township. I'm going to say Macomb Township is your best bang for your buck in
Oh,
Macomb
I
County.
like that. Okay, okay,
It is
okay.
because our mills are the lowest. The school system's
Yeah.
still amazing. You can get a lot for your money. You're still going to be, to get a
I
great
would
house in
buy an
Macomb Township.
Almont.
Pardon me.
I would buy an Almont.
Yeah, almost amazing. Is that still
I
Macomb
know.
County?
Yeah.
It is still.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm trying to think of where it breaks. So I know
Yeah.
I'm giving you this head
Oh,
eye.
you're right.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
That's
think
Lapeer.
it's up here. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, I'm like
darn
trying to get the
it.
map up in my
Okay.
head.
So
But
Bruce
yeah, and
so
it's so
Bruce
far, and it
Township.
depends if you want that
Bruce.
city or you want country. But yeah, so
Well,
Adam, give me
it's
more
up and
details on what
coming.
you want, and I'll tell you where to
Yeah,
go
yeah, it's up and coming.
and how much money you
Well,
want to spend.
DM Holly, DM me. We can get a little more in depth on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Yeah,
to do that.
so next Thursday, 6:30.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to pop off, that's okay. I don't mind answering. It looks like there's a couple people. If you want to ask me questions about things, I'm happy to stay on. I know Cece's got to run, but I don't have to, so I can stay on a couple more minutes.
I do have a time limit I'm looking like as if I have a watch. Hold on.
Yeah,
So,
that's okay.
no.
Now, I
Tattoo
don't
and
have a
2
time frame. I can
bracelets.
stay on and answer questions. So, all right, my friend, thanks for joining me.
No, not a problem. Thank you for
Amazing
having me
night.
as
Of
always.
course.
Love you, and
Love
I'll
you
see you
too.
next week.
We'll see you next week, Thursday
Cheers.
at 6:30. Cheers.
Okay, bye everybody.
Okay, so Adam, it's just you, so not so big. Tell me your price point. Like, how much do you want to spend? Are you a city boy? Are you a country boy? Are you in need of a specific school situation? Hi, Sally. And then I missed someone else's. Well, he's answering that. So Dexter. Okay, so you're having a situation where higher level homes built less quality. Yeah. So the reason why there's less quality, Dexter, you're totally right, is the pricing of homes, the pricing of new construction, and we still have so across the country, we still had a deficit of I want to say 5 million homes last year across the country coming out of COVID because everything shut down. The lumber industry shut down, everything shut down. So then they were hurrying to catch up. Well, then the pricing of all the construction products went way skyrocket, right? So to build a house, they have to cut something because they still have to use the building products. So you're right. I mean, that's the concern I have as well. And that's why I have certain builders that I refer people to because I know that they don't cut corners. They still build a really quality product, but it's going to cost more always. Okay, so Adam, not over 250, no kids from Detroit originally. Okay. So if you don't want to go over 250, I would say we would be looking maybe in, it depends on the taxes, couple options. We could look in St. Clair Shores, potentially some areas in St. Clair Shores, um, North Warren, Northwest Warren, and staying in Macomb County. I'm trying to think. Possibly, I was going to say Harrison Township, but I don't think we can do 250 in Harrison Township. There are pockets everywhere where we can find you 250, probably even in areas where typically you wouldn't, but you've got to be a little handy because you're going to need to put a little sweat equity in. So 250 in some areas you're going to need to, they're not going to be updated likely and they might need some work. But But yeah, 250 is a great budget. It's the problem with 250 though, it's like a sweet spot. So there's a lot of people who like that budget, like 250 to 300. And so in a competitive market, which is what we're going into, house that's listed at 250, if you've got 10 offers, it's going to push that value up and you're going to be overbidding. You're in Harrison Township. Okay. So have you been there for a while? So you're by the water. So those houses are going to have some value to them if you're off Jefferson. I know Harrison Township though is pretty eclectic. Like you go down in the canals and you'll see like small house and then huge house. And then there's that one that what's his face just built. Oh my gosh, it's like I want to say 10 million. And then the hockey player was just trying to, what's his name? Was it Cicerelli was trying to sell his house? Was it Cicerelli in um, Harrison Township? 6 years. You only been there 6 years. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it might be an option. Like I said, though, you might need to do a little work on it. I would say right in your area, outside of that, Chesterfield, but the taxes are higher. So, Chesterfield and New Baltimore taxes are starting to pop up a bit. New Haven is still in Macomb County. New Haven might be there's some great subs in New Haven for that price point, which is like Gratiot and 27-ish area. So that's a good spot too. But you can send me a DM and give me more info on exactly what you want. And I'm happy to set you up on a search. Doesn't mean you have to buy right now, but you can at least start watching the price point, what's going on in the market. And you're going to see that right now it's a little quieter just because of the holidays, because of the weather. It's going to start rolling and amping up. And I do believe they're already calling for a 2% increase in median sales. That does not take into account multiple offer situation where you've got 4 people bidding, 3 people bidding, where it might go over that. So, that's just their prediction. We may see it go higher than that. And again, different areas, right? Certain areas are going to go higher than others. So you can send me a message. I think you can just DM me on, can you send me a message on here? Can you not on YouTube? That's so funny. So I'm on Instagram too. So if you go on Instagram, I'm Holly Amato underscore realtor, HOLLYAMATO. It's on my channel somewhere, underscore realtor. You can definitely DM me there, but you should be able to from YouTube as well. And just send me your contact information, how I can reach you. We can have a conversation and I can find out what you are looking for and set you up on a search. Because I really believe in considering and weighing all your options and counting the cost before you buy, getting yourself set up, taking a look at your credit. That's what CC can do. Take a look at the credit, see if you need to do anything to increase it, because the better your credit, the better rate you're going to get. That's going to save you money. And of course, it's what your payment is, right? It's going to affect your purchasing power. So 100% want to get you set up properly to buy in 2025. I do think it's going to be a great year. I know it's going to be a great year in real estate. So something else I didn't mention, I've been a broker in Florida for 3 years. Okay, perfect. Yes. I've been a broker in Florida for 3 years. And Cece's also licensed down in Florida. We went down in October, end of October. I met with a development company who's doing, oh my gosh, you guys, these luxury condos, they are to die for. Gorgeous. They start at 3.1 million, they go up to 16 million. The HOA is a little bit tough just because the insurance is tough down there. So the buildings have to pay insurance. So it's rolled into the HOA, which is a little higher. But if you know anyone that's looking in Florida, keep me in mind, because that is going to be something that I'm looking to do as well in 2025. Be back and forth, Florida and Michigan, because we have a lot of people in Michigan leaving and going to Florida. Like, if you look outside and you're in Michigan, you'll know why, because we've had these gloomy days with no sun. And then, of course, the snow and the cold. So, but I do love Detroit. I do love our area. I love Metro Detroit area. Born and raised here, and I love what's happening in our city. Our city is amazing, and it's only getting better. There's so much money being thrown into it. Um, the homes that are going in, the luxury apartments on the water side is absolutely gorgeous. Anyone that's looking in the city, I have some connections, different places I would love to show you. And really, we've been working hard to get the word out to the rest of the world that Detroit is definitely one of the hot spots, one of our big time hot spots. Best restaurants, amazing opportunity down there for just things to do and fun. Right now, it's lit up like Christmas because it is Christmas, but like there's, Campus Martius and the ice skating. It's amazing down there. It really is. And of course, our Lions are killing it. So, our sports, everything is it just seems like it's kind of our year. And I put a post out a while back. I don't know if it was Forbes or who it was, but they said Detroit was the number one market to watch in 2024 and 2025. And we did not disappoint because 2024 we had up to 19.3% increase in certain areas in the city in the housing in our price point median house sale. So I could talk all day about that. But thank you so much again for joining me. Please, if you haven't already, tap that bell for notifications so you'll know every time I come live. If you haven't liked us yet, give us a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And if you have questions, please message me or just put it right here in this chat. And I'm happy to answer them. We could do another live on it, but it's great to get questions so that we're coming with some great content for you. And I wish everyone a Merry Christmas. And next week, like I said, typically Tuesdays, 6:30 Eastern, we're live. But next week, because of the holiday, we're going to be Thursday at 6:30, actually for the next 2 weeks, because then we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So would love to see you all back. Bring some questions, interact, have a great day. I'm Hallie Amato, real estate specialist here in Metro Detroit, also down in Florida. And can't wait to see you next time. Be blessed, everybody.